Hello and welcome back to Python Fundamentals. In this video, I'll explain about sets in Python. A set is an unordered, unchangeable, unindexed collection data type and has no duplicate values. So compared to the other collection data types, that is the list and tuple, sets are unordered, unchangeable, and unindexed and have no duplicate values. You know what is LS? List is also a collection data type which is ordered, changeable, and can have duplicate values. Tuple is also ordered, unchangeable, and can have duplicate values, whereas sets is unordered, unchangeable, unindexed, and can have no duplicate values. That is a set. Sets are initialized with, because they are the collection data types, they are initialized at the written with the curly brackets. So lists with square brackets, tuple with round brackets, and sets with curly brackets. And elements should be separated with the comma. So try to print it. So this is a set. And in a set, the elements will not be, even though we repeat the elements will not be repeated. So try to print the set X. See here, we have given 3 tries, but when we print the X set X, so it has given the output as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the set can do not allow the duplicate values. Now let us see some operators on sets. Generally, we have 4 different type of operators. That is concatenation, repetition, membership, and iterate. So these operators we have seen on lists and tuples, but if in case of sets, only 2 operators works, that is membership and iterate. So iteration, you can iterate the elements of the set. So that is called iterate. So take a set, we can take the same set and then try to print the for loop. For I in X, print the elements, right? Print of I. So you can print, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this is called iterate operator. And also membership operator is applicable to sets. So membership is 2 membership operators are there, in and not in membership. So in is 1, it returns true if the element is present, and not in returns true if the element is not present. So we have the set X is equal to, take a set 1, 2, and 3, and try to take the element that is present 3 in X. Yes. Right. 4 in X, false. 4 not in X should return true because 4 is not there in X. Yeah. So there's only 2 operators we can use on sets, that is membership and iterator. So concatenation and repetitions are not possible with the sets. And then you have the common common functions. One is the length. Take again one more set. Okay. Let us find what is the length of the X. And this length gives the number of elements in the set X. Next, maximum value of X. Minimum value of X. right? You can also find the sum of the elements of the X, set X, and also we can sort X, sorted X. So these are the functions in sets: length, max, minimum, sum, and sort. And then we have the methods. So the first method is add, right? Add method is used to add the elements, right? So X dot add, right? Whatever element you want to add, I want to add element to X7 to the X. So print X. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 is added to, that is called add. There is another method called update, which can add items from one set to the other set. So take two sets, X and Y, and 7, and then X dot update of Y. So update, add items from set Y to set X, and X will be updated, right? So print X. So 1, 2, 3, 5, X, 6, and 7. So that is called update. You can also, instead of using a set, you can also use a list also by using update option. So here I'll give a list instead of the set, and then again perform the same operation, update, and we'll see whether it updates the value of X or not. So 5, 6, and 7. You know, if we are using square brackets, it's a list. So now you update X. Yes, again, the update option is possible with the two sets and set and a list also. So that is called update method. Next is called remove. Obviously, X dot remove. It removes the element from the list. 6. You want to remove it. Remove. Index. Right? That is called remove method. So the next method is discard method. So discard method also removes the element from the set. Now we'll remove 5 is X dot discard and try to print the set X again. So X is removed. Now what is the difference between remove and discard? Both will remove the elements from the set. But the difference between remove and discard is, if the element is not present and if we try to remove the element, remove will raise an error, whereas discard will not. So let us try to remove an element which is not in this set X. So 1, 2, 3, 7 are the elements of X now. So take 12 and try to execute. So it will raise an error. Whereas same thing, same element which is not there, if I use the discard option, then it will not raise an error. Even though the element is not there, it will not raise any error. So that is the difference between remove and discard. Otherwise, both methods removes if the element is present, these methods remove the elements from the set X. So that is the remove and discard methods. Then you have pop, obviously. Now let us take another set. Pop is, it returns a random removed element. So suppose X dot pop. So there are no arguments for pop method, and X dot pop. If you try to use this method, so the element that is removed will be popped up and it takes a random, right? Now we try to print X. So if you can see after pop option, because 1 is removed, that has written. So pop has written 1. And so if you try to print the X, so you can see that one is the element 1 is removed from the set X. So this is called pop method. And then X dot clear. will remove all the elements, or it empties the set and try to print X. So it will have set as empty. So that is called clear. And there is another method, and we'll see another method. Suppose I'll take one more set because the set now is empty. We'll take one more set and try to use del X. Del X is nothing but it would delete the set. So if you try to print, X is not defined because it is already deleted, right? That is called del method. And then you have copy method. So for copy, again, we'll create one more set. Yeah. And then we can create a copy of X by using copy method. So Y, take a variable Y and then create a copy of X, X dot copy. So a copy of X will be created in Y and try to print Y. Then, so the same elements will be, same set is repeated, right? So that is called copy method. And then the other methods which are there in the set. Before I go for the important methods on set, I'll just explain a method called frozen set. So X is equal to, you take a set first. Okay. Now, what is a frozen set? Frozen set is, if you make a set as a frozen set, then the values cannot be modified. So I have taken X, Y is equal to frozen set of X. So now Y is a frozen set. Try to print Y. So the elements of Y are 1, 5, 6. This is a frozen set. If you try to add elements to Y, so suppose I try to add, I'll take 8. Okay. Add and then check. So once it is frozen, you cannot add the elements to the set. That is a frozen set. Okay. I hope you understood what are the methods I have explained until now. That is, we have seen what is the add method, update, remove, discard, pop, clear, delete, copy, and frozen set. Now, another important method. So obviously, when we say a set, then the important methods are union, intersection, difference, symmetric difference, and so on. So let us take two sets and apply those methods. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Yeah. Y is equal to, we'll repeat two elements. Okay. 1 and 2 will repeat, other elements will change. Okay. Now let us try to apply some set methods that is called union, intersection, symmetrical difference, and difference. Okay. Now, first one is called union method. So let us try first execute this and then we go for union. Now, what is union is, obviously it returns all items of, when we say union, it returns all items of X and Y, right? So Z is equal to X dot union of Y. That means all items of X and Y will be returned into the new set called Z. So Z. So all items of X and Y are in Z. If you check this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2 are repeated, so it won't take the duplicate values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So that is called union. You can also perform, you can call this method by using the symbol. Let's show what is the symbol for that. So instead of writing the name, you can write X union of y. It performs the same operation. C. So this is the operator. So operator for union operation, right? For union is this one. Now, the next method is called intersection. And intersection will return a new set with items present both in X and Y. So the elements that are present both in X and Y will be returned. That is called intersection, right? So Z is equal to X dot intersection of Y, right? X dot intersection of intersection, right? Now try to print Z. So it has returned, or it kept only the items that exist both in X and Y, common elements, right? 1 and 2 are common. That is called intersection. You can also perform intersection with the operator, and operator for intersection is and operator for intersection. So you can call by an operator or by name intersection. So this also performs the same operation. That is called intersection. Okay. And in intersection, we have another method called intersection update. So instead of using a new variable, we can store the values in the same method. So X dot intersection underscore update. Then what happens is intersection operation will be performed, and then those values will be updated in X. So intersection of X and Y. So the elements, common elements are 1 and 2 will be stored in X. Instead of the way calling a variable, you can store in the same X itself. So indentation, proper indentation is very important, right? So print X now. So try to print X. So see here. So this is another intersection method. You can find the intersection of X and Y by using moving the values into a variable called set, or you can update the set X by using intersection update. So that is the next method. Next is called symmetrical difference. Symmetrical difference returns a set that contains only elements that are not present in both sets. So the elements that are not present in both the sets, that is 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. So right, we'll go for this. We'll take the same sets and then use the symmetrical difference. So first I'll use a variable I is equal to, right, X dot symmetric underscore difference of Y. So what it does, symmetrical difference, it takes the elements which are not common in the X and Y and returns to Z. Stores in this Z variable. 3, 4. So 1 and 2 are common. So those elements are removed. Whereas an intersection takes only the common elements, and symmetrical difference will remove the elements. So that is the symmetric difference. And symmetric difference, we can use the operator. Just like union and intersection, we have the operator for symmetrical difference. First, we'll see what is the operator for symmetrical difference. So this is the operator for symmetric difference. Yeah. So the operator for symmetric difference, right? No. So the same operation you can perform by using the operator. And as I told you in intersection, how we can update the X with the method, you can also, instead of using Z here, you can use, you can return the values into the X, set X. So we'll see that also. So what we have to do now for the symmetric difference, we can write it as X dot symmetric underscore difference underscore update. So update means it will update the y existing x with symmetric difference. So now print x. See, now x is modified. So same values. So we can use either plus taking a new variable and using symmetric difference x dot symmetric difference of y, or by using operator we can use, or instead of using the new variable we can update x, set x by using the method called symmetric underscore difference underscore update y. So that is a symmetric difference update. And we have another one called difference, which returns the set of elements that are in A that are not in B. So let us take again X and Y and try to find the difference now. This is symmetric difference, right? Now we'll find the difference. So that is X minus 1. So X minus Y returns the set of elements that are in X, but that are not in Y. What are the elements that are in X which are not in Y? 3 and 4. 3 and 4. You can also write Y minus X. Now it will return 7, 8, 9. Right. So that is called difference. This is called difference. So again, you have this method called difference. So till now we have seen what is union of two sets which returns all items of X and Y. That is called union. We can call it by method or we can call by an operator. So, and then intersection, which keep items that exist in both X and Y common items. We can call by using this method or by using this operator, or we can update X with this intersection values which are obtained after intersection. And then we have the symmetric difference, which returns a set that contains only elements that are not present in the both sets. So all the common elements will be removed. We can again call this with this method called symmetric underscore difference, or by using this operator. Or we can update, we can use this method and update the same set X or Y by using symmetric difference update. And then we have another method called difference, which which returns the set of elements in X that are not in Y, X minus Y, and Y minus X, the same thing, opposite. So that is the difference method. And then we have 3 more methods called is disjoint, is subset, is superset. So we'll take X and Y, these 2 sets, X and Y, and use these 3 methods which returns a Boolean value, that is true or false. Is disjoint returns whether 2 sets have intersection or not. So let us see X here is disjoint of Y. False. So it has returned false. But is disjoint is always returns true or false when whether it compares, it sees whether they have intersection or not. So whether they have the X and Y, they don't have any intersection. There is no intersection of X and Y. What is intersection? Intersection is it keeps items that exist in both X and Y. There is no repetition. There is a repetition, right? X is disjoint of Y, false. So it is false. It has a disjoint, right? There are the common elements. Now, if you take some elements which are not common, it will return true. It is disjoint. It is different, right? 3 and 6, then is disjoint, returns true, because there are no common elements in X and Y. There is no intersection between X and Y. That is called is disjoint. Next, there is E subset. It returns another set, or it checks whether another set contains in that set or not. So for that, we'll take common elements and see whether that set is a subset of that, right? So we'll write X is X subset of is X. So X is subset of Y. Is X subset of Y? False. But if we take only the elements that are in Y, that is 1 and 2. Now let us see whether X is subset of Y. Yes. If X is subset of Y, that is all elements of X should be in Y, then it returns 2. Otherwise, it returns false. Similarly, we have superset. Now, the return is Y superset of X? Yes, obviously, right? Whether this set contains in the other set, that is superset. So let us write superset. Superset. True, because Y is superset because the 1 and 2 which are in X are in Y, right? So Y will be the superset of X. X is superset of Y? No, it is subset of Y, right? Because all elements of X are present in Y. If all elements are present, subset, right? That is called subset. So that is the difference between subset, superset, and is disjoint. Is disjoint is nothing but it checks for the intersection and returns true or false, right? So these are the other methods. So I hope I covered all the methods, operators, and functions on sets. So let me recapitulate what I taught in this video. So an set is a collection data type which is unordered, unchangeable, unindexed, and have no duplicate values. A set is initialized with the curly brackets, and then only 2 operators we can use on sets, that is membership and iterate. And then the functions that can be applied on sets are length, maximum, minimum, sum, and sorted. And the methods are add, obviously we'll add an element, update, and then we have remove and discard. The main difference between remove and discard is if we try to remove an element which is not present in set, remove will raise an error while discard will not. And then pop, it returns a random item. It removes the element. It removes the element from the set, a random element, and then what element that is removed will be popped up, right? That is clear. It will clear the set and returns an empty set, whereas delete will completely delete the set. And then you can make a copy of set, and then you can have a frozen set in which the values cannot be modified. Once you declare a set as a frozen set, you cannot add the elements, right? You cannot modify it, right? Next stage is when we say set, the methods which come in our mind is union, intersection, symmetric difference and difference. So we have seen the operators use it for we can call by method or we can call by using operators, right? And then the 3 more methods which are used to find whether a set is a subset of a set or superset of a set, whether the 2 sets are disjoint or not. We have used disjoint, E subset, and E superset. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you.